Hi, everybody. Meteorologist Joe Cioffi. We have weather in 5 days in 5 minutes. Last couple of weeks, just been taking a little bit of time off with the weather being on the quiet side. But we've got some severe weather risks today, and we're seeing that transition over into a very warm and humid air mass. It is underway this morning. If you look, for example, across southern New England back to about New York City, we still have dew points down in the relatively comfortable mid and upper 50s, but there's a warm front that is coming through. It's producing, as of 8:30 a.m. Eastern time this morning, some showers. Now moving into western New Jersey, down into Delaware, and behind it, we're seeing dew points that are climbing up into the mid to upper 60s, and that very warm tropical air that is punching through from west to east is going to set us up for some potentially strong thunderstorms late today. And the Storm Prediction Center is lined up with this. We have a slight risk of severe weather that covers virtually all of Pennsylvania, most of northern Maryland from west to east, touching northern Delaware, virtually all of New Jersey to New York City, Long Island, southwestern Connecticut, the lower and middle Hudson Valley, on up into the Catskills. That's the slight risk area, and the risks mainly involve wind. There's a 15% probability of strong winds at within 25 miles of any point in that risk zone. That's what the definition of slight risk is. It's a 15% chance of wind gusts of 50 knots or higher within 25 miles of any point in that zone. The tornado risk is 2% for an area in eastern Pennsylvania over New Jersey to New York City, southwestern Connecticut, the lower and middle Hudson Valley up into the Catskills. Doesn't mean there's going to be one, but there is a 2% chance of seeing a tornado within 25 miles of any point in that zone. So, how it plays out today, as we said, this warm front is moving on through. We've got clouds that have been rolling in from west to east. And once this little area of showers goes by, we will see temperatures also respond by climbing higher, as well as the dew points. And then we've got a cold front that'll be moving on through. Here's what it looks like on the national radar this morning as of 8:30. This is the arrival of that warm tropical air. If you look back to the west across Indiana and down into parts of Missouri and Kansas, you're seeing some rather strong thunderstorms in the mix. So it's all part of that same system. And on the map analysis this morning, as we take a look from the Weather Prediction Center, there's your warm front that is getting ready to burst on through, and then a cold front that follows that's going to get kind of hung up over us over the next day or so. So that actually puts us, by the way, at risk for severe weather. Should mention this for tomorrow. We have a risk of marginal risk being indicated by the Storm Prediction Center from Maine down into northern Virginia. I think whatever thunderstorms we see on Sunday will be scattered in nature, and then a slight risk, so a higher risk, southern Virginia, North Carolina into South Carolina. So kind of it's certainly a summery weekend with all this tropical air. We are dealing with that risk for thunderstorms. So just real quick to take a look at this, we'll do a quick look at the short and long range, and then we'll wrap it up. I'm going to use the HRRR model, and we'll go close up here for today. I think it has really the best look as to how it's handling things. This is your area this morning that actually weakens as it moves eastward. And then we see late this afternoon, this is after 2 or 3 o'clock, you start to see some big cells fire up, and they move across northeastern Pennsylvania, the northern half of New Jersey, into Long Island, southern parts of the Hudson Valley, and then moves offshore. Now, I just would caution when it comes to severe weather in these short range models, they really don't handle these things very well. And oftentimes the radar looks a lot different than what the models are showing. And I would just advise that anywhere in that slight risk zone, the best thing to do is certainly to keep your eye on the sky with regards to threatening weather conditions developing later on today. In the meantime, on the longer range for tomorrow, we have this front that is going to just kind of slow down and stall out a bit overhead. It's going to mean for very warm and humid conditions continuing for tomorrow. Some showers and thunderstorms. You see the GFS pops those up from North Carolina all the way up into northern New England. And then next week, kind of an interesting week with an upper low that'll be sitting over New England. And that's going to start to bring down a sort of a small stair-step decline in temperatures for next week. We will trend downward. The humidity will also come off a bit. It won't get super dry, but it will come off the extremes that we're going to see this weekend. And much of this coming week, with the exception of maybe Wednesday and possibly Thursday, but Wednesday where we might see some scattered pop-ups. But most of the week will be rain-free, and I would describe it as summery. And finally, just a quick look at temperatures for today and for the next couple of days. We'll see highs that will reach, and it's a little bit tough because it's going to depend on how much sun breaks out in between after the warm front goes by. But we're looking at middle 80s to around 90 this afternoon. For Sunday, we're looking at temperatures that will be in the mid 80s to around 90 degrees. So try and find ways to stay cool, of course. And then as we move on into Monday, it's also mid 80s to around 90. Then the stair step decline starts after that. Mid to upper 80s on Tuesday, low to mid 80s for Wednesday and for Thursday, and temperatures likely to be cooler right along the immediate shore. And right now, we're also somewhat optimistic with the 4th of July holiday weekend. Friday and Saturday certainly look good. Some question marks regarding Sunday, but for now, we're going to take an optimistic tone. All right, so be sure you download the free weather app that I have, and if you haven't downloaded it yet, by all means, this is a good day to do it. I'll be doing severe weather coverage there later today, and also on my weather platform on Patreon. That is a subscription platform that's $2 a month. You can also choose to support the app if you like. Or use Patreon as a method of support if you like, by becoming either a Facebook supporter at $1 a month or on Patreon for starting at $2 a month. So that's up to you, but the apps are free regardless. Going forward, there's going to be less and less. I've been cutting back my coverage on Facebook, and that's going to continue. The websites there also, those are free for use, but much of my attention is going to be on the subscription platform. So just bear that in mind. All right. Have a great day, everybody. We will see you later.